I need to believe that my destiny is not altered by the things you said or did or left. I need to decide irrevocably, no man or no woman coming or going or leaving or staying or caring can stop me. The destination that God has for me, in fact, I need to believe that it was good for me that I was afflicted, and I became stronger now and richer now and better now and fuller now. I've got to dance when I'm falsely accused. I've got to learn how to praise God even when you don't like me. My defense is to believe God. God made it good. To God be the glory. You threw me in the pit. You put me in prison, and I landed the Prince of Egypt. I still got to where I was trying to go.
Your greatness is in your imagination. Don't forget about your imagination. Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen.
I know this friend of mine who has been working on a job where she's been miserable for a long time. She was miserable on the job and how she was so unhappy. So I said, if it's causing you that much pain, I say, why don't you just quit and do something else? She said, I would, but. So I started talking to other people, and I would ask them what they were doing. Why aren't you doing what you really want to do? Oh, I can do it, but. And they would continue on. And one day, I'm going to have my own business. Those people who talk about one day I'm gonna. Some of y'all know some of those one day I'm gonna people. Raise your hand.
That's what happened to Gideon. He defeated the Midianites. Overnight, he became a mighty hero. From hiding in the winepress to being known as a man of fearless courage. Gideon is now listed in Hebrews 11 as one of the heroes of faith. But he wasn't like David that went out and courageously defeated Goliath. He wasn't like Abraham who believed when all hope was gone. He wasn't like the Apostle Paul that wrote books of the Bible in prison. He started off insecure, intimidated, afraid. He was shaded by all these things that were blocking his growth. God was showing us it's not where you start, it's how you finish. Where you are is not your destiny. There's still time to become a Gideon. You can come out of the fear, the doubt, the guilt, and step in to who you were created to be, a mighty hero, a history maker. Now quit believing those lies that you've reached your limits. You'll always struggle. You've been through too much. It'll never work out. Come out from under that shade. That's limited you long enough. God is ready to show out in your life, to do things that are unusual, uncommon, out of the ordinary, to take you where no one in your family has gone. And sometimes the reason we're in the shade is that's what we saw modeled growing up. We were raised by people that were negative, insecure, lived guilty, dysfunctional. Now that's normal to us, but that's not who you are. That's a result of being in the shade. For some people, fear has been blocking their family for generations. Low self-esteem, addictions, mediocrity. That's what Gideon was saying. My family, we're all poor. We're all defeated, limited, afraid. That may be true for you when you look back at your family line. But here's the key. You're the one God has raised up to step out of the shade. You're the one to set the new standard, to be the difference maker. Don't let these negative things keep getting passed down. All it takes is for one person to rise up. One Gideon to say, I'm going to step out of this fear, this addiction, this defeated mentality, these unhealthy relationships, and I'm going to set a new standard. We're going to be people who honor God. We're going to live free, confident, secure, victorious. I read about an experiment that was done with 4 monkeys. They placed them in a room with a tall pole in the center. At the top of the pole was a bunch of bananas. The first monkey climbed up the pole as fast as he could to get the bananas. But just when he was about to take it, a large bucket of cold water was poured on him. He scurried down the pole as fast as he could. Didn't want to have anything to do with those bananas. In a few minutes, another monkey climbed up the pole. Same thing happened. The bucket of cold water was poured on him. He turned and ran back down. Over time, the other 2 monkeys tried, but once again, they were doused with water, came running down. Day after day went by, and even though those monkeys loved bananas, none of them would go up the pole. At one point, the researchers removed one monkey and replaced it with a new one. When it started going up the pole, the other 3 monkeys grabbed hold of it and pulled it down, wouldn't let it go up. This happened time and time again. Finally, this new monkey gave up, didn't try anymore. The researchers brought in another monkey and replaced one of the original. Same thing, they pulled him down. They brought in 2 more monkeys. Now none of the original monkeys were in the room, but they wouldn't let any monkey go up the pole. Eventually the room was filled with dozens of monkeys. None of them had ever felt the cold water, but not one of them would climb the pole. They didn't know why. They just knew they weren't supposed to have those bananas. Sometimes we're like these monkeys. We don't know why we can't accomplish a dream, why we can't be successful, get out of debt, break the addiction. All we know is nobody in our family ever did it. They lived in the shade. They let fear, insecurity, limited thinking block their growth. Now we're in that same shade. Anytime we try to move forward, there are people telling us what we can't do, how it's not going to work out. It's easy to accept it, learn to live with mediocrity. This is just who we are. No, quit letting people talk you out of your dreams. It may not have happened for them, but you're a mighty hero. It's going to happen for you. Go get your banana. This is a new day. God's favor is on your life in a new way. He's called you to set the new standard, to take your family to a new level. I met a young man after the service. He had just graduated from college. He was so excited. He was the first one in his family to ever get a degree. But when he told his family he wanted to go, no one encouraged him. In fact, they said, "We're not college material. Granddaddy didn't go. Great-granddaddy didn't go. We're not made for that kind of work." Like those monkeys, they were trying to pull him down and didn't even know why. The young man not only graduated at the top of his class as a chemical engineer, but a company has already hired him. How high can you go if you'll just get rid of what's blocking your growth? Limited mindsets, other monkeys, people pulling you down, friendships that are holding you back. God has a big destiny for you. There are things in your future greater than you've imagined, but there will always be dream stealers, naysayers, people that try to pull you into their shade. They're insecure. They'll try to talk you into being insecure. You really think you can go to college? You really think you can start that business? You really think you're going to beat that sickness? They live intimidated. They'll try to pull you into intimidation, fear, doubt. Don't take the bait. Stay in the sun. God is going to cause you to blossom, to go places no one ever thought you could go. It's going to surprise your family. People are going to be amazed at where God takes you. When my father passed and I stepped up to pastor the church, I was afraid and intimidated. That was definitely blocking my confidence. I didn't think I could do this. If that wasn't bad enough, there were certain people I overheard said, he's not that good. I don't think he'll make it. He's too quiet. He's not experienced enough. Even though I halfway agreed with them, something rose up on the inside of me. I thought, you don't determine my destiny. You don't know what God has put in me. My attitude was, I'm already in my own shade. I'm sure not coming into your shade. And part of the reason I believe I succeeded was simply to show them that they were wrong. They meant it for harm, but God used it to light a fire in me to create a greater determination, a greater resolve. I wasn't about to let their shade, their negative comments limit my life. Like Gideon, I felt weak, inexperienced, unqualified, but I could hear God whispering, Joel, you're a mighty hero. It's your time to shine. You have what you need to fulfill your destiny. Anytime you try to go forward, there will be opposition, naysayers, people that try to pull you into their shade. Don't take their bait. The fact that they're trying to discourage you is a sign you're about to step into a new level of your destiny. Is there something blocking your growth? Unhealthy relationships, negative words that were spoken over you, limited thinking. How high could you go if you would make some adjustments? Don't stay a 5-foot cactus when you were created to go 30 feet tall. Make a decision that you're going to come out from under that shade. If you'll remove what's limiting your growth, you're going to bloom. You're going to blossom, see favor, courage, the boldness to accomplish what God put in your heart. And I believe and declare, like Gideon, a mighty hero is about to emerge. The power of the Most High is going to come on you in a new way. You're going to rise higher, overcome obstacles.